Hello, everybody, and welcome out there in YouTube land to KJs helping KJs, or what do we call this? KJ chill, or I'm not sure how Michael labels this. Michael is John
KJs
Young's
helping
son.
KJs, yeah.
Well, that's the Facebook part of it.
All right.
Yeah,
But this is
I think it's called KJ Chill on YouTube.
KJ Chill, right? And right off the bat, I just want to thank John Young. Without him, we wouldn't be here tonight. So let's give John Young a big round of applause. Thank you, John. And his son Michael, who produces at the end of this recording. He will put it all together and slap it up on YouTube and Spotify, and he does a great job with it. And thank you both. Tonight's topic is we're KJs in this room, and Dennis is a former KJ due to health reasons. However, he did many years of it.
Oh yeah, right.
And he will fit right in on this topic. It's your lifestyle as a KJ. I'm not talking about rich and famous, because I don't know any KJ who's rich or famous.
We wouldn't be KJ if that was the case.
Yeah, but listen, for those of you who are watching, I don't think anybody woke up one day and said, "Oh, I want to be a KJ." I don't think it happens like that. I think we all start off as DJs, right?
Exactly.
And we're all DJs by, that's how it starts.
You like the
and then,
yeah.
Correct. Good point. It's just, you don't wake up one day and say, "Oh, God, I want to be a KJ." You may be a karaoke singer that frequently visits karaoke bars or, venues. And at that point, once you start singing, you may
want to combine the two.
Right.
You may say, "You know what? I can do what that guy's doing. And I want to be a host." And I think a lot of those people are the ones that want to sing more. Does that make sense?
But they think they're going to be able to sing more being a DJ.
Right. Well, it's like if I'm the host, I can put myself up
anytime I want.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've ran into these guys, and it's like, that's not how it should work.
No, it shouldn't work that way at all.
No. I'm the host, so I'm going to sing 5 this rotation, And really what your job is as a KJ is to take care of the ones that are coming to your show and supporting by...
Yep.
But,
supporting them, supporting their show, give them their show, their 5 minutes.
And what I mean by is supporting is making sure that register's ringing up, because that's what pays us as a KJ.
The venue needs to make their money.
Correct. And I'm not suggesting that if you're a singer, you got to go out there and throw your whole paycheck.
No, but you got to buy a couple of drinks.
Right. Yeah.
Don't go there and drink soda all night. Go buy a meal. Buy a drink.
Even if they are drinking soda, which is fine.
Yeah.
But at least buy some food with it.
Right,
Even if
it's just like an appetizer, whatever.
Right. Don't drink a dollar soda all night long and think you're going to sing 5 times and don't help
or sit there with nursing a pitcher of water,
Yeah, that's even worse.
Well, the water. That's another topic, and we'll get into that, because I've got many.
You got to help the venue survive.
Exactly.
I've got venues that I've got people that come to, and they will get a pitcher of water, and they'll sit there, and it's like, "Hey, I'm here to support you. When am I getting up?" I'm like, well, who are you supporting? You're not supporting the bar. You're not supporting them paying me. You're not, you're taking up a seat now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because in some of these venues, it's standing room only, and we all have these.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
But let's get into the main point of the show.
Yeah.
For those of you out there watching that either want to become a KJ or thinking about it or already are, and put in the comments below as you're viewing this what your thoughts are. KJs and even just DJ, we live an abnormal life, honestly. Yeah. It's when those of you that got like a 9 to 5 job or an 8 to 4 or whatever it is you do for a living during the day, we are on the other side of that.
Exactly. Totally opposite.
Yeah.
Right. And it's tough. Yes. We don't think it's tough. We don't, because we're used to that lifestyle, and that's how we come up with this title, Lifestyles of KJs, or even DJ. It should actually be Lifestyles of KJ/DJ or DJ/KJ, because it's all the same.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
DJ life, KJ life, hashtag DJ life. Or
entertainer.
Yeah.
It's, in my opinion, it's a sad life we live, honestly, because it's lonely, right? You get home, everybody's asleep.
Yeah.
Right? Although I do like...
You've been up all night.
Right. The adrenaline's still rushing, right? When you get home at 2, 3 a.m. And...
sometimes even later.
I'll give you one example. My wife, Laurie, she got up one night, early morning, whatever you want to call it. To me, it's night still. To her, it's early morning. And she got up at like 4 a.m. And I have a drink or two when I get home to calm down, and just like, it's just like a 9 to 5 guy. He comes home and he has a couple. Right. And she says to me, "What in the world are you doing up, having a drink at 4:30 a.m., whatever it was?" I said, "Listen, honey, if I was a 9 to 5 guy, right, it would only be 7:30 p.m. right now." Yeah. Really. And I tried to explain it to her that way. And you know what her answer?
They don't understand it.
You know what her answer was?
What's that?
She looked at me, she says, "I have nothing to say."
Oh.
Like, because she was trying to, she was getting it.
Oh, was she getting it? Oh, good.
It's like, because we live in two different worlds.
Yeah. You got the normal routine and you got the abnormal one.
This was the one night she caught me at 4:30 a.m., and she thought I was sound asleep, but like I walked through the door at 2 a.m. and go right to bed.
Right.
And that's just not how we live. Matt, you know this.
Exactly, yep.
Dennis, you know this more.
Yeah, I used to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
it affects a lot of things.
Affects a lot of things, believe me, and you lose. Yeah, I know. I lost a marriage over it.
So okay, I was just going to get that at.
Yeah.
However, I do want to talk about this just for a little bit.
Sure.
You had an ex-wife.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to bring her name up.
No, you don't need to do that, but yeah.
I don't need to, but you actually met her at a karaoke show.
I did.
Am I wrong?
I did. I met her. We met as I wasn't a DJ then. I was just a patron like her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can relate. Both of my wives, both of them, I met at karaoke.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think we're getting a vibe here. don't marry someone you meet at a karaoke show, maybe.
Maybe.
No, but Dennis, I really, because I was with you throughout that whole chaos of
I caused most of the chaos. Yes.
I don't think you did. This is what I'm getting at. You are making a living.
Yeah.
You were supporting the house, doing your thing, doing your
spending
job.
a lot of money too.
Well, you know what? You have to invest. And that's another show.
Yeah, that's another show. Yeah.
Right here, this is one of my cue cards for one of the shows. What you need to start a KJ show.
That's a good one. Yeah.
We are going to cover that on maybe
My
next
problem
week.
was I didn't know when to stop. I had to have the best and everything always. You know that, remember?
Well, you know what, Dennis, is because you are a perfectionist.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with being a perfectionist in this business. The better they sound, the better you look. Right, Matt?
Right. I would agree. Right.
Yeah. But we're losing ground here. It's just, Dennis, you married this girl that you met at a karaoke venue, right?
Yeah.
However, you were a DJ, right?
No, I was a DJ years before that, before I met her.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So you already kind of had that lifestyle as a DJ when you two met, right?
Before I met her, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Before you met her. Yep. Correct. And so now you bring the idea to her, I want to be a KJ.
Yeah, I want to get back into it. Yeah.
Yeah. And she agreed to it.
Yes, she did. Yeah.
And you both were 100% on board.
100%.
She used to go to your shows. She would run the board for you.
She did a lot of things for me. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Great help.
All of a sudden, now let's not make light of what she did. She was in the medical profession.
She was in the medical field. She had a really good job. She worked hard. She worked very hard.
And so she used to have to get up at 5, 6 a.m.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it started being too much for her to go to your shows with you and the other show. But I get it. We all get it. And that's kind of what started causing the
problems. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like
that. My problem was too that I was used to staying up late. So on my nights off, I used to come down to your gigs because I couldn't sleep anyway.
Don't blame me.
I'm not blaming you, but
I'm kidding.
No, but I like being a singer, so I came to your places to sing with you DJing, and I wanted to be part of I wanted to be entertained, and so I couldn't sleep anyway. So I come down and hang out with you, and that in itself caused its own problems, but most of it was DJing late at night. I was coming home when she was getting up.
Yeah, but I don't think that was the total problem because
was she working weekends too?
She did not work weekends. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But she would come to my gigs on weekends, so she was burnt out because she was basically working with me on her days off.
Yeah.
Right.
So she's working all week, and then when
I got a weekend.
Say like a Friday night comes along, and you got a gig, and you want her to come and tag along and do whatever.
Right.
She's used to her schedule that she's been on for the whole week or whatever.
Exactly.
And now Friday, she's so basically, she got up at say 5 or 5:30 in the morning or whatever it was, and worked all day, and now she's going to a show with you, and she's going to be up for almost 24 hours.
Exactly, Matt. You have it. You nailed it right on the head.
That's it. Now forget about that. Not forget about it, but add. Now Dennis was actively doing shows. Now he's got a Saturday night.
Yeah, I got Saturday or Saturday wedding.
And she's thinking, when do I have my time?
Exactly. Our time was Sunday evening was our only night.
Yeah. And you know what, Dennis? I remember that. You guys, it was like date night, really.
It was date night. We were
Sunday
just
night.
crashing home night because it was the only time we saw each other.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. It was your time alone together every Sunday.
Yeah.
And like near the end of this relationship, you and I had date nights.
Yeah.
You know, seriously, I mean.
We hung out there. I come to your gigs on Sunday night.
But the point of me bringing this up was Shauna knew. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't.
That's all right.
I didn't want to bring her name up, but she knew what she was getting involved in even before you guys said I do.
She had an idea what she was getting into it. Yeah.
Right. And then yes, you being a perfectionist, and now you're hitting all over Maine. That's where you were at
I was
the
all
time.
over Maine.
And you had a beautiful house, a big in-ground pool, beautiful property. And you two were living large, okay?
Yeah, we were.
And now the fit hits the fan, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden in this relationship. And now it's like, what am I going to do, Eric? Yeah. And I said, Dennis, you need to choose. What is it? Do you remember this conversation?
Yeah.
You know, and what is it that's more important to you? And it wasn't that she was not more important. However, you were trying to make ends meet.
Yeah, because that was all I did at the time.
Right, because you did have a dispatcher job previous to this.
I did. I was a dispatcher for many years part of that.
And then you went full time with this KJ and DJ stuff, you know? And that was your decision. And I don't knock you for it.
Yeah.
I commend you for that. I just, because not a lot of people or guys like us, KJs, DJs, are willing to say, okay, I'm going to devote all my time to this.
Well, I got busy enough. I was working 5 or 6 nights a week.
Yeah. But you know as well as I do that 5 or 6 nights a week can go down to 3 nights.
Oh, damn fast, yeah.
Yeah. And now you're struggling to get another 2 nights, you know? I guess it's like any job, really, today.
It is.
People getting laid off every day today, you know? So it's a struggle.
It's more instantaneous with DJing, though. The bar can just all of a sudden decide you're done, and you don't have any warning, you know?
Yeah, there's no pink slip. It's just like, tonight's your last night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, thanks for the warning, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
Meanwhile, if they gave you a heads up, like,
2 weeks ago, or
right, just, and then you could have possibly had that night filled, for you know, but we don't always get that warning.
Oh, it takes a while to bounce back too.
Here's the other thing: when you were a dispatcher, right?
Yeah,
you had benefits, insurance.
Oh yeah,
you had vacations.
Vacations, had the whole bit.
Let's touch on that. This is another lifestyle of a KJ who's full-time. We don't get vacations.
You don't get days off, no.
Matt said, we had a little chat earlier in our text chat that I believe that, And Matt's like, I can't remember the last time I had a vacation. You know what, Matt? And I'm right with you.
The closest that I've had to vacation was like a day and a half trip to Vegas back in January of 2020. I went out there to audition for America's Got Talent.
Oh.
So, well, you got me beat. You got me beat. So, my last vacation was in the bathroom today when the dog wasn't clawing the door to come in. That was a vacation to me. That's my vacation. You know,
Matt, you applied for America's Got Talent?
I auditioned for it. Yeah,
that's awesome. Did you get to see
what song?
Actually, I auditioned for that 3 times and The Voice 3 times.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and
what song did you do? Was it always?
I did a different song every single time that I tried out.
Who's your go-to artist?
So let's say the last time I tried out was back in December, and I have you heard of Mark Broussard?
I think so.
Okay, so I did a song by him.
That's why you lost. That's why, because nobody knows who this is.
He does an acoustic. He does an acoustic version of "Cry to Me" by Solomon Burke.
I don't even know that song.
You know that song if you heard it. Yeah, you'd know it if you heard it.
Okay.
We'll play it after this week.
You know that song by that guy?
Yeah, that one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the one by that guy?
Yeah.
The song by that guy.
So, but yeah, so I've done a song by Luther Vandross. I've done
nice.
Andrea Bocelli. I mean, like I'm all over.
You do Bocelli?
Stuff that I do, so Bocelli, yeah.
No shit. Wow, I didn't mean to swear. Oh, no kidding.
You know what else he does, Dennis, which I really
Michael edited it out.
Oh yeah, we can't do it here. But he does Sound of Silence.
Oh, I love that.
Not Simon and Garfunkel, but Disturbed.
Disturbed.
I've done that one myself. Yeah, I love that song.
Oh my God! And Matt does a great job of that.
Awesome, man. I love that song.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites that I've heard you do.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even tried out with that one, and that one didn't do anything either. So
no,
I don't know. Maybe I just had crabby judge that day or something like that. Every time I've tried out, but yeah.
Our topic tonight was going to be hosting a karaoke contest, right? And then we said no, because we just changed gears But with a karaoke contest, let me just say quickly, and it's much like what you went through, Matt. I do believe it's song choice.
Absolutely.
If you don't have the right song choice for these judges,
and a sob story, you got to have a sob story.
Well, maybe that, but not for a contest.
Well, it's a TV show, so they want something to make viewers connect with the contestant.
Oh, on the America's Got Talent and stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's correct, but I'm saying like a contest, or even just going in and auditioning for what you did with America's Got Talent, and I do believe song choice is number one.
It matters.
Yeah,
for both a karaoke contest or auditioning for these shows. I had a friend, Dennis. You might remember Nate Love.
Yeah, Nate. I still follow him all the time.
Yeah, and he moved to Vegas.
Yeah,
recently.
I just saw a post like yesterday or today from him. Yeah.
He's a great guy. Okay, I love him.
He's a good singer.
He is a good singer. And hopefully he doesn't watch this when I say this, but I'm going to be honest. I'm a KJ, and this show was about being honest. I think he tries too hard sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, he does.
He'll push himself. And it's like last week when you did it, it was perfect. Now you're trying to go higher and above what your ability is, right? Don't do that.
Yeah, he overextends.
Right, exactly. And I love Nate. If he does,
I love Nate. Nate's a great. I like Nate a lot.
If he does stumble, and I've told him this before, and he'll be like, "Well, what should I do for the contest?" I'm like, Nate, I can't give you a song choice.
No, just sing.
Just
sing like it's a regular night. Don't sing like it's a contest or anything. Sing like it's a regular night and you'll be fine.
And don't try to be somebody you're not. Just with your ability that you can do, do it.
Your range, your comfort zone. That's what you do. Yeah.
And this is what I mean by he always try and goes above and beyond what he can do to try and impress.
If he just did what he's normal on, he's great.
Right.
He's great.
Right. So back to the lifestyles of a KJ.
Right.
I mean, that was a nice little drip we had. But when you do, Matt, do you do this full time? This is all you do?
4 nights a week. Yep, that's all I do.
Yeah, and this is all I do. And Dennis can relate because that's all he did.
That's all I did too when I did it. Yeah.
So when you get home, let's just say we're all in the same time zone, like 2 a.m., right? Or
no,
you're
Dennis and I are in the Central Time, and you're on Eastern Time.
Okay. Well, we used to be.
We're within an hour of each other. Yeah. We're within an hour of each other. Yeah.
So either way, if I say we get home at 2 a.m., sometimes that's 4 a.m. my time for Matt, because sometimes he gets home around that time.
You're actually an hour later than we are. So
that makes it 4 a.m. my time.
So when it's 1 o'clock your time, it's 12 o'clock here. It's midnight here.
Yeah.
We're an hour earlier. You're later than we are. Yeah.
Like I've waited.
So if you get home at 4 a.m., it's 3 a.m. here.
Yeah, I never get home that late. I'm usually in my slippers having a Bacardi and
yeah, you're usually home by 2:10.
Yeah, exactly. But like
I got home just after I had a gig last night, and I got home. My show ended at midnight. Yeah. I got packed up and out of there by 1, but then I had some stuff I had to do after the show. I had to go to the grocery store and whatever. I knocked out some errands. You can do that in the middle of the night, with some stuff.
Is that what you kids are calling it today? Errands? Yeah, at 1 a.m.
And so I didn't get home until like maybe just a little after 3.
Yeah.
And then you're hungry, and so you decide, okay, well, I bought this breakfast pizza from a gas station the night before that a friend was just raving about, and so I decided to throw that in the oven, and I ate half of that in a heartbeat.
Right.
And next thing you know, dude, it's like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and then it turns into 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning, and mom is up now, and
what's that yellow thing in the sky? Come on.
Yeah. And then I'm at the point where I'm starting to really wind down and get tired and wanting to like take a nap or something, and she's getting up and she's like got a to-do list for me to do or whatever. Like, here's your list of things I want you to do today or whatever. And that's where the tension comes in, because we're both on opposite schedules. She's getting up. When she's getting up, I'm getting ready to go to bed.
She's ready to go, and you're like, I'm going down. Yeah.
We're total opposites.
See, this was the whole point of this show.
Right.
We're on different time zones, really, with our spouse, our mother, our family. Yeah.
The household, basically. The household is all different than you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, I'll get up. I'll get up at noon, 1 o'clock, say. I don't know, right? Because I didn't get to bed till 5, 6 a.m. And I'll get up, and my sister's here visiting. She'll like, Eric, the day's half gone now. Like, what are you doing?
You're starting, yeah.
Right. To me, it's like, good morning.
Yeah.
Where's my coffee? I'll be on the deck. With my coffee, and they're all ready to go to the beach or the carnival, or
right.
I'm like, you know what?
You're just starting your day.
But you know what? I miss out on all that stuff because I don't want to hold them up. I'm like,
I couldn't tell you how many,
have fun. Right.
How many birthdays parties I've missed, and all kinds of stuff.
I don't know about you guys. I need at least an hour to get my scruples together, and I just can't get up and go.
Right.
I need to get up, have some coffee.
Have coffee.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's just me.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you, Matt, or Dennis.
Oh, same routine. Same routine.
I
get
cannot just get up and go. I can't do it.
I can't either. Nope.
I'm useless if I do that, you know?
Yeah.
So if you guys out there watching and you want to become a KJ, are you ready for this lifestyle? Seriously?
It's different, upside down compared to everybody else. Yeah,
we're not trying to talk you out of
not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
No,
you just need to know what you're dealing with going into it, you know.
Yes.
And it. I mean, just like Dennis, it affects relationships. I mean, I've been married twice and met both of my exes at my shows. And
I'm on my third marriage, by the way.
I had three marriages myself. So
three times a charm, right?
Right.
Yeah, with both of them, you know, I've been accused so many times of oh, you're cheating on me or whatever, you know, because you've got, like, you know, they'll come to a show, you know, the wife will come with, you know, and then they'll see like women coming up and talking to me at the booth or whatever, thinking that I'm getting hit on or something.
Right, and
all they're doing is just saying, hey, do you have this song? Or, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And so then that's how the fight started. You know?
Well, you know, my second wife was just like that, Matt. We as entertainers, host, whatever, we try to have a sense of humor, right? And that's what keeps them coming back, you know?
My ex-wife was excellent that way. She understood. She got it.
There was one night where my second wife was at one of my shows, and it was an attractive girl. I'm not going to lie. Whatever. I mean, she was attractive. And we run into this all the time. We don't want nothing from her. She don't want nothing from me. But I made her laugh, right?
Okay.
For something. With the request she made. And she walks away laughing. And my ex-wife comes running up. What was so funny? What were you guys laughing at? I'm like... I'm trying to concentrate on my show. Please, just don't come to my shows anymore. You know where I'm going to be at 2 a.m. at home. You know?
Yeah.
Just, you know, maybe she was insecure or I don't know what the problem was, but I didn't want nothing from her. She didn't want nothing from me. She wanted to sing. And maybe I made fun of what she was going to sing or made a joke about the song title.
But you don't even remember because it didn't consequential. It doesn't mean the thing.
I honestly don't remember what the whole discussion was about.
Why would you?
But if you ask my ex-wife, she's got a Rolodex, and she'll bring it right up and give you her version of what that conversation was, you know. And that's why she was wife number 2. My third wife, who I'm on now for, 12 years? 14?
Yeah.
Yeah, God.
God bless her. Lori's a wonderful person.
She's great. And when I first, we weren't even married yet, but we first hooked up. And it didn't have nothing to do with a karaoke show. We met at another means, you know, and we won't get into that. It was, you know, a witness protection program, but I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I said to her, I explained to her what I went through with the first 2 wives, you know, and and this is how I knew I found the right one, you know. She said, don't ever change what you do at your shows.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
You remember that, Dennis? Yeah.
I don't remember. I wasn't with you when you met her.
No, but I told you the story.
Yeah, I remember you telling the story.
Years ago.
I'm just giving you that time.
Don't ever change what you do to your shows. This is how you make a living. I know who you're coming home with. I know who, you know, where you're going to be. and she was never one to be at the living room where the door is at 2 o'clock. Like, it's 2:05. Where were you? You know.
Yeah.
But the others were like that, and Matt, I think you can relate to that because
Absolutely.
they all think that you're cheating. You know, and my wife doesn't have a jealous bone in her body. Right?
No. Diane's not that way. Nor would she be.
And Diane, you're a lucky man. We're gonna find Matt. We're gonna find Matt one of these days now. You know. Yeah.
Now here's another extreme of this situation, right? So you've got a wife that thinks you're cheating, and then now have either of you guys ever had a stalker?
No.
You know what? It's funny you say that. I did. However, it was like a 60-year-old woman who was married. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
And even back when I was in radio, like years ago, this lady was like 80 years old. And she used to bring me sandwiches at the radio station, and she would make comments like, "Oh, this is going to go down in history," you know. You and I are going to get to. I'm like, no, I don't think so, honey. You know.
Yeah.
For what I can't afford, it depends. You know. No, I can. You know me, I'm a joker.
Yeah.
But get back to your stalker story because I
had this one gal that was. I mean, I don't think she was like purposely trying to be one.
Mm-hmm.
It was like unknowingly, I guess, on her end or whatever. But I guess it was. She thought like we were besties or something, or I don't know what she thought of her, and I can't get into her head or whatever. But
anyway, something you were doing to make her think that, though.
Well, it was a situation where
once or something, right?
You know, I'd be getting text messages or calls from her like on a frequent basis, you know, and so it got to a point where this is with my second wife. Got to a point with her where she was like, you talk to her more than you spend time with me.
Oh.
And I was like, well, she'll message me or something like that and ask me, do you got this song or do you got that song? Or if it's not even, sometimes it's not even karaoke related. It's just to shoot the breeze or whatever. Because she's a single gal or whatever, and she doesn't have anybody else to talk to. So I guess she just lands on me, I suppose. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, so that was a situation that I had to deal with, and that was kind of the downfall of the second, my second part of this.
May I say something about this?
Yeah, go for it.
Just maybe not give her your cell phone number so she contacts you.
Well, see, that's the thing is like you put out business cards at your shows or whatever.
You're right. They're gonna get it. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Maybe not. Like anybody wants to, if you're handing out cards, for private parties and blah blah blah. So I mean, and your number is on your Facebook page, and
So did this actually end that relationship with your wife at the time?
It did contribute to the downfall of my second marriage. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a shame.
It is a shame.
It is.
Now, did your ex-wife at the time? Did she know who this girl was? Does she know what she looked like?
Yep.
Was she an attractive girl? I'm just curious. Okay. So your wife knew you probably wanted nothing to do with,
You would think
because
so.
she was unattractive, because us guys know that it's inside what counts, right? Not looks. Yeah.
Oh,
That's a Rodney Dangerfield joke, but no, but anyway, it's sad because some women just, you know what it is? It's insecurity.
It is
what
insecurity.
It is, yep.
And we're not psychiatrists here. We're not doctors.
No, nor do we play one on TV.
Oh,
No, but I believe
that's
I'm
a whole
not
nother show right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a KJ, but I play one here every Monday night.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we record this. But listen, this was a great show, guys. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming in. Matt had some update issues, and he joined us late.
Yeah.
But he got in time
He
so
did.
that we can record it. Matt, your final thoughts for this? Anything?
Just know what you're getting into beforehand, and when you take the plunge, just stick with it, because that's what you do what you do.
Yeah.
We all have our professions, and we all have to deal with the hours that we're given, and it is what it is. So, and things are going to be affected. It's going to affect relationships. It's going to affect family events. You're going to miss birthdays. You're going to, stuff happens. You know what I mean? Because you got to work. So I couldn't tell you how many birthdays I've missed just because because I'm on an opposite schedule. And so they want to have a birthday party at like noon on a Saturday, and I'm going to bed at like 8 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? So I've
like working a late out shift. It's like
I've missed a lot of stuff over the years.
But look at all the money you saved with the not putting money in a card.
Right.
Dennis, your final thoughts.
I agree with Matt on a lot of that. I mean, but at the same time, DJing and KJing was a lot of fun. You get to meet some great people. You get to see some great venues, but you got to take the good with the bad. You got to realize there's a cost for some of that. You're gonna have no sleep. You're gonna have your sleep is gonna be during the day if you can get it. You are gonna miss holidays. You're gonna miss party. You're gonna miss a lot of personal parties because you're doing other people's parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're gonna get rich on this thing either. You're not.
Ooh.
You're not going to be getting rich on it at all. You're going to spend a lot of money in upkeep and equipment and keeping up on music and keeping up on a lot of things. It's a lot of expenditures, and your vehicle breaks down. You got to make sure you're always at the gig no matter what. Mm-hmm. And so
and then there's also a point too where where you could lose all your gigs on a whim, just out of nowhere. You're unemployed, right? And you're in a relationship, so you've got a spouse that's like got a good job and making good money and whatever, and then that puts stress on her, because she's got to try to make up for what you're lacking,
and that puts stress on.
And it causes tension, and you get with a double income, you've upgraded your lifestyle to having a nice house, having nice stuff, and being able to upkeep that lifestyle.
Exactly.
It can that'll take a hit if one of you becomes unemployed. Or if both of you become unemployed, then it's like,
that could happen too.
Yeah.
Well, you both brought up great points.
What's your closing matter, sir, Eric?
Well, give me 1 second. I just want to elaborate on what you guys will say. Like Matt said, you could lose several gigs in probably 1 week.
Yeah.
How to eliminate this is don't put all your eggs in one basket like I did. I did this, and Dennis, you're a witness to what happened. I was doing 3 nights a week.
Multiple nights at one place?
At one place, and now they could have filed Chapter 11. Instead, they sold everything to Market Basket, which is a big food chain around where we're at,
Okay.
And don't ever put all your eggs in one basket. As easy as it sounds, I can set up Wednesday, and I'll have to break down till Saturday.
Yeah.
That sounds great. You just walk in every night, flip the switch, and you're ready to go. That's nice. It's nice. But I would not recommend that to anybody because that could change in a heartbeat as it did with me. My final thoughts tonight on this show, I'll tell you what. Matthew brought up a lot of what I was going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like Dennis said, Matthews, he hit the, he was right on it.
Yeah,
Like, so basically, if you're thinking of becoming a full-time KJ, can we talk you out of it? Can we? Just, it's no. We're not here to tell you not to do it. In fact, if you need some tips or hints, or put them in the comments below. Dennis would take the time out of his day to message you back. So would Matt. So would I.
Yeah.
Really, we encourage you to do. It's a great job. It's a great life if you know how to manage it. You need to manage your time with work, updates, updating your computers, and also finding the time with your family. And
it's a balancing act.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's the key word right there, Dennis. You need to know how to balance all this to make it work. Matt, who is all this brought to us by?
Yeah, we've got numerous sponsors on the list. We've got DJ Event Planner, Odyssey, Pro Extract, madebyDJs.com,